What's up, Creepypasta? Welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into tonight's stories, I want to give a massive shout out to Dark Rider 89, Skater Die Ordierettery Zensi, Manila, and Ghost Grinder for sharing their experiences. You guys are the real MVPs. And to all my loyal listeners who keep coming back for more You Know Who You Are, thank you for riding with me through these dark tales. Tonight we're switching gears. Bago tayo magsimula. I need you to understand something. Skate culture isn't just about tricks and wheels. It's about freedom, rebellion, and claiming the night when the city belongs to us. But sometimes, the night claims you back. These are 3 real stories from skateboarders who encountered something they couldn't ollie away from. So strap in, turn off the lights, and let me take you into the shadows of the midnight streets. Asterisk Story 1, The Phantom Boarder. Me, Carlos, 23, a street skater from the downtown arts district. Carlos wasn't religious, never had been, but he respected the old ways. His Lola always told him, never skate past the abandoned Santo Niño Chapel on Remedios Street after midnight. That's when the lost souls come up to play. During the annual Midnight Art Crawl last summer, Carlos and his crew decided to hit every spot in the city, filming tricks for their YouTube channel. The crawl was sacred to them, a yearly pilgrimage where artists, musicians, and skaters reclaimed the urban landscape. For Carlos, it was therapy. 6 months earlier, his younger brother Miguel had died in a skating accident, and Carlos hadn't touched his board since. This was his comeback. Around 1:47 a.m., they reached Remedios Street. The chapel loomed in the darkness, its cracked walls covered in faded murals of the Santo Niño, candles long extinguished. The air smelled like rust and incense. Carlos felt his chest tighten, but his friends were already setting up the shot. One trick, he told himself, for Miguel. As he rolled toward the chapel steps, he heard the unmistakable sound of wheels on concrete behind him. He turned. Nothing. But the sound continued, keeping pace. His friends heard it too, their laughter dying. Through his phone screen, Carlos saw it, a figure on a skateboard, translucent, gliding without moving, wearing a shirt identical to Miguel's favorite, the one he died in. The phantom accelerated, heading straight for Carlos. He bailed hard, his board clattering away. The figure stopped inches from his face, and Carlos saw its eyes hollow, pleading, mouthing one word, sorry. His friend Marco grabbed the rosary from his neck and threw it at the apparition. The beads passed through, but the figure recoiled, fading like smoke. When Carlos stood, shaking, he found his board at the chapel entrance. Carved into the grip tape was a message he didn't put there, let go. Carlos hasn't skated Remedios Street since. But he wears Marco's rosary now, and every year on Miguel's death anniversary, he lights a candle at that chapel. I think Miguel was trapped, he told me. Trapped by my grief. I'm thankful I listened. Thankful I listened. Thankful to whatever protected me that night. Asterisk, Story 2, The Grind on Cursed Rails Gestric 19 was the only girl in her skate crew, and she had something to prove. During a midnight art crawl, she'd heard about the legendary rails at the old Santa Cima Trinidad convent. Place that once housed nuns but had been abandoned after a fire in the 1970s killed 7 sisters during Holy Week prayers. The locals believed the rails installed decades later by the city were cursed because they'd been welded from the convent's original iron gates, the same gates the nuns couldn't escape through. Superstition, Jessica thought. She'd grown up Catholic, went to Mass every Sunday with her mother, but she didn't believe in ghosts. At 2:15 a.m., she approached the rails. The convent ruins stood behind them, a statue of the Virgin Mary still standing in the courtyard, hands outstretched. Jessica's crew filmed as she committed to the grind. Midway through, she felt burning, not friction, but actual heat searing through her trucks. She looked down and saw the rails glowing faintly red, like embers. Smoke rose from the metal. Then she heard them, 7 voices chanting in Latin, the same prayer her mother recited during Lenten season. Panic seized her. She tried to bail, but her trucks wouldn't release. The voices grew louder, desperate, angry. Through the smoke, she saw hands charred, skeletal reaching up from the rails, trying to pull her down. Holy Mary, Mother of God. She screamed, the only prayer she remembered. The hands released. Jessica crashed hard, her board flying into the darkness. When her crew reached her, the rails were cold, normal. But on her shoes, burned into the canvas, were handprints, small, feminine, scorched black. Jessica quit skating for 3 months. When she returned, she had the Virgin Mary tattooed on her forearm. I don't care if people think I'm crazy, she said. Those nuns saved me when I called out. I'm thankful to Mary. I'm thankful I remembered my faith when it counted. Asher Story 3, The Skate Park Offering Last Story. The Skate Park Offering Last Story. Ethan, 25, wasn't part of the art crawl, but his experience deserves to be told. Every year, his crew held a midnight session at Luneta Skate Park to honor friends they'd lost. They'd pour out drinks, light candles around a makeshift altar with photos and boards, and skate until sunrise. It was sacred, their version of a wake. This year, Ethan brought his best friend Danny's board. Danny had overdosed 3 weeks earlier, and Ethan blamed himself for not seeing the signs. As midnight struck, Ethan placed the board on the altar, surrounded by candles and a small crucifix Danny's mom had given him. An hour in, Ethan noticed Danny's board was gone. He searched everywhere. Then he heard it. Someone skating the bowl. He ran over and saw a figure, hood up, riding Danny's board with his exact style, his signature tricks. "Danny?" Ethan called. The figure stopped, turned. Its face was Danny's, but wrong skin gray, eyes black, mouth twisted. It spoke in Danny's voice, but the words were hateful, blaming Ethan for his death, cursing him. Ethan fell to his knees, pulling out the crucifix. "This isn't you, bro. Whatever you are, leave him alone." The figure lunged. Ethan pressed the crucifix forward, praying words he hadn't said since childhood. The figure shrieked, distorting, then collapsed into ash. Danny's board clattered to the ground, the grip tape torn, but intact. At the hospital later, Ethan had a panic attack and was admitted. A priest visited. "Your friend is at peace," he said. "What you saw was something else feeding on your guilt." Ethan keeps the crucifix on him now. "I'm thankful I held on to that cross. Thankful Danny's really resting. But I learned something, Capasta. Grief opens doors, and not all of them lead to good places." Asterisk closing. 3 stories. 3 warnings. Whether you're skating at midnight or just walking home late, remember, some places, some nights, demand respect. Faith, rosaries, prayers call it, superstition if you want. But when the wheels start rolling on their own, you'll be thankful you have something to hold on to. That's it for tonight, Capasta. Drop your own stories in the comments. And remember, stay safe out there. The streets aren't always empty, even when they look like they are. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your faith closer. Peace.